where my enemies fucked up. Okay, so a year ago, I got falsely accused as a predator, and reason why is because I was already known by so many different other people for originally being a video editor for the Bay Area, being known as someone with a kid already. When I first started video editing, I only had one kid. And what I mean by video editing, I mean doing it for professional people. I had one kid, and after the first Fanime, I had two. Fanime being 2018. So what happened was this. The reason why they failed is because I was practicing as an artist for an entire year, and they tried to label me a predator, as I stated in Dark Game Chapter 4, that they tried to label me, but I was already known by so many people. So what happened was this. They informed the cops before the event happened that they were going to try to set me up, and if it happens, to let it slide, because they're trying to flip the script saying that he's a pervert when really he's an artist, because my whole goal for that year was not to rely on my looks, but rely on my talent. And when they did that, the cops knew instantly because they saw all the work I put into my cosplay. And literally, one of the cops looked at me and said, "You're doing a really good job." So that let me know that they knew that they were faking my internet celebrity shit. And so they literally welcomed me when I went into the dance, because what happened was this. They got a little bit of evidence on me, but because they kept on enforcing it, because they kept on begging me to slap the ass, and they're wondering why I, the person who tried not to do it, didn't get in trouble, because you guys are their oppressor. And every single time they kept on telling you, stop trying to set them up, because basically he runs the place because he made the place more popular. He made Fanime more famous than it was, to a point where they were doing the fusion dance in football games. Okay, so literally, we know who this guy is. Don't play us. We're not his single mother mom who's gonna lie to them, trying to make him practice to be a bail money provider. Not gonna ask him stupid questions. We're gonna literally say nothing and let you realize the situation. That's exactly what happened. They saw the body language with the Evangelion, and it didn't matter because of me trying to be a good person and them reinforcing it. But what really saved me back when they almost got me was, there was a dance coming up that I was already practicing for. So what happened was this is, because I was Todoroki from My Hero Academia, who is everyone's favorite character, and I wasn't groping at that time when I switched up fits, is when they literally recognized me as an actual person. Because they let me stay at the con, they all knew once I got to the dance floor that I was gonna fuck shit up, and they were all praising me. Even one of the guys came back at me. I thought it was someone, I thought it was a cop, but this guy tapped me on my shoulder and say, "Hey, you got some sick ass moves," and literally tell me about his crew and shit, because of the great fact that I was a good dancer, and he recognized some of the styles of the dances I used. And they all were trying to tell everyone, this guy is not a pervert, he's an intellectual, every single time. And they kept on pushing. They even tried pushing it from Crunchyroll. The funny thing about this is when I was in junior high and high school, I couldn't act for shit. And really, it's not the fact that they want to make me a pervert. They don't like the fact that I learned how to gorilla. And I didn't need to gorilla. If you pay attention to my Dark Game book, I already had a mouthpiece. But girls would be mad when I didn't gorilla, because they couldn't hold a conversation. And that's how I learned how to gorilla, to make them shut up. If you're fucking horny and it gets the job done, at first it was doing good, but it can't always be at my expense. And that's when I learned how to literally ask so I won't get in trouble, instead of literally taking action when I need to think. So literally, the thing with the junior high shit, with this little girl at Crunchyroll tried to complain to me, trying to tell me after I pulled numbers the very first day, Crunchyroll 2019, with Kizaru, and the second day, they try to say that, oh, he was in disguise because he was wearing glasses. Like, nigga, you know it's me. Everybody knew it was me. The security guys knew it was me. And guess what? They were calling me boss the same way the guy who welcomed me to a Fanime dance was calling me boss. So they knew it was me the entire time. So Saturday comes and they keep on complaining and complaining. And this little girl, I drove her to the side. I'm like, I don't know what's going on. Do you know what's going on? She's like, yeah, you know, for groping guys at cons. You know, for groping multiple people, this and that. And so I'm like, oh, so do you want me to go? You see how they try to pull that junior high shit where they took a little piece of the story and they try to put emphasis on it, and they're like, oh, you got shunned by a little girl, but nah, if that was true, they wouldn't let me in the first day. It doesn't work because the whole story is front facing now, not your little gaslighting. Because I didn't get in trouble is because they knew about it the first year. I became a level of popularity where they're always gonna stick up for me no matter what, because I built such a good rapport with people, and that I learned with people that what they tried to do was very fucking funny, because if that was the truth, then you wouldn't take so long to do it. And that's why you're a child and not an adult, because you don't take responsibility. You let things escalate, and then you're mad when things don't work out to your favor. This is what you wanted, right? You want him to grow woman. Okay, well, if you want him to grow woman, then you can't try to get him in trouble. It's literally the security guards told him that, the cops told him that, and they literally keep on trying to label this guy something bad when he's obviously good. The first year was all consensual for a reason, because he knew when and when not to do it, because they were all young. And how I keep on trying to tell you, that little girl got shunned because they tried to say, oh, you got roasted by a little girl, but as soon as I said, do you want me to go? Is where she backed up and she literally frowned, because literally that gaslighting shit doesn't work on me, because now I am a grown man. I have a couple of children, and it's literally so fucking funny, because when it came to a grown man, when they tried to pull me over after Lambie stay, what happened was the security guards and Crunchyroll tried to say, oh, well, we just want to talk and stuff like that, but before they tried to put their hands on me, I'm like, don't touch me. And the reason why? It's fucking obvious. So they didn't do shit with me when I said don't touch me. When they had the opportunity to pull me over to do all this other shit, to really have this so-called meeting, they let me stay for 2 hours after they said, oh, be on your P's and Q's. And now you want to come up and their excuses is, oh, the complaints are piling up. No, tell them to fuck off. You saw me pull numbers. I am nowhere near a predator. And literally, so I told the security guard the exact opposite. They thought I was going to punch down a little girl, but what really was going on is when the security guard tried to pull me over, is when I'm like, look, man, if what I did was that bad, then they would have already done it by now. And the security guard waved in the air and you said, you know what, you can go. And I literally stated, that let me know I'm allowed. You guys are just trying to cockblock me. And literally, the security guard wasn't acting dumb, and he's the one with the profession. Understand that. He's the one with the occupation, and I told him off, and you guys are trying to play this whole junior high school shit. You can't hide evidence at all. At all. But the best part about this and why they failed is because of Todoroki. What happened was, I was in the position of Justin motherfucking Bieber when I was Todoroki, because it made me twice as popular. He tried to put a post on Twitter saying that I'm a predator, when really the girl was showing me consent and she put her arm around me, and so they knew it was a misunderstanding, and so literally it only made me more popular. They're all saying, look at this predator. He's like, oh, I see Todoroki with a fat ass chick. I don't know what you're talking about. But I became the pop star, and that is where they're failing to realize. And you can't pull the junior high shit when it comes to profession, where it comes to everybody knowing the full story first thing. So when you try to put one piece of the puzzle, it gets stomped on. It's not going to work. That only works in special ed. And because I'm out in the real world now, they're not discriminative like you thought they were. They don't hold on to grudges like they do in junior high, because we are adults. And this literally goes back to every single fucking time when they try to tell me off, is when I tried to tell them, yo, stop. This is really fucking funny. And literally, this is why you need to grow up. And they're wondering, how did I gain so much skill over time? Why I couldn't pull a girl at junior high? Just remember, junior high was 10 years ago. So literally, I had 10 years to work on myself, where all you guys did was make jokes and bullshit. So you're wondering why these things aren't working anymore? Is because you're blaming the fact that I fuck with cartoons versus that I know what the fuck reality is, and they're trying. If I didn't know what reality is, then I wouldn't try to change, and I wouldn't try to be a better version of myself. I looked at the flaws in myself and I tried to change it right then and there, where you guys ignored your flaws by making jokes. And this is what happens. And that is why when Joker on Phoenix gets mislabeled and the detective tries to follow him, is why when he walks in front of the real police, they all run past him and go handle some real serious shit. Because real people with professional responsibility do not sit on something so serious and handle it right away. That's what you call being responsible. And to be honest with you, I loved the fact that when I chose Todoroki, it is literally proven that the popular card literally saves lives. Literally, the most popular character in My Hero Academia being cosplayed, and you're expecting to put him on blast without them having a second thought is literally why. You don't think everybody's gonna stand up for the dreamboat that is Todo? You don't think that me choosing the popular character was me finally having the same tools as Justin, finally having the same tools as Max, finally having the same tools as everyone else, because of the main fact that I'm popular now. Now that people make excuses for me, the same that they make excuses for you back in the day, but they're good excuses because I was trying with the character development is why they fell off. And I gotta say, I barely made it out alive, but it's only because I went through constant training and training and training. I had something to fall back on, and they knew, even in the first family, when I sung Snow Fairy, that I was an intellectual and you can't pull this gaslighting shit at all. Tried to ruin my reputation, but only made me more popular.